Drake has always been a figure who keeps the world talking. From his impeccable track record to his complex relationships with other celebrities, there's rarely a dull moment when it comes to the Sixth God. Recently, something unusual came to light. Drake allegedly cut ties with DJ Khaled and removed his songs from Khaled's album. Naturally, the rumor mill went into overdrive. Joe Budden, a man who never shies away from addressing controversy, has been one of the most vocal about this situation, offering his take on why it happened and what it means for both Drake and Khaled. The decision to remove songs from DJ Khaled's album was both shocking and unexpected. The two have worked together multiple times, and their collaborations have often been some of the most talked about tracks in hip-hop. Khaled has built his career on bringing together a variety of big names for his albums, often creating a sense of unity in the industry. So, when Drake made the move to cut Khaled off, it was a statement in itself. It wasn't just about a few songs, it was about the relationship between two of the biggest names in the game. Joe Budden, as always, has strong opinions on what's going on in the hip-hop world, and this situation is no exception. Budden's perspective on Drake's decision to cut Khaled off is rooted in his deep knowledge of the industry and his understanding of the business dynamics that often play out behind closed doors. According to Budden, Drake's decision to pull his tracks from Khaled's album was more than just a personal issue. It was about business, power, and control. In the world of hip-hop, alliances and relationships are often fluid, and business decisions are sometimes made based on factors that the public doesn't always see. Budden pointed out that Drake's move could be a result of Khaled's attempts to take credit for the success of the album. Khaled has built a reputation as a master of collaborations, and he often boasts about his ability to bring together the biggest stars in the industry. But according to Budden, Drake may have grown tired of Khaled's over-the-top personality and his constant claims of being the key to everyone's success. In other words, it wasn't just about the music, it was about Khaled's role in the process and whether or not Drake felt he was getting his due recognition. Budden also pointed out that Drake is not one to let his name or his image be used in ways that don't align with his brand. For someone like Drake, who is always conscious of his public persona and the business side of his career, the decision to remove himself from Khaled's project likely wasn't an impulsive one. There's a calculated element to everything Drake does, and it's clear that he saw something in Khaled's approach that didn't sit well with him. Whether it was Khaled's style of promoting the album or his role in the creative process, Drake seemed to have drawn a line in the sand. What's interesting about this whole situation is that DJ Khaled has long been one of the most powerful figures in the music industry. His ability to bring together artists from different parts of the industry has made him a central figure in hip-hop and beyond. However, the decision to cut Khaled off raises questions about whether Khaled's influence is waning or if this was just a personal issue between him and Drake. In a sense, Drake's move could be seen as a statement of power. By pulling his tracks, he took control of his own narrative and showed that he wasn't willing to let anyone dictate his path. This situation also brings up a larger issue in the music industry: how artists navigate their relationships with one another. Collaborations in the hip-hop world are often seen as a way to build alliances, create buzz, and boost sales. But behind every collaboration, there's a business deal, and it's not always about the music. In this case, the falling out between Drake and Khaled seems to be about more than just creative differences. It's about control and recognition. Joe Budden, ever the observer of hip-hop dynamics, also made an interesting point about the role of ego in these types of situations. He noted that, in many cases, artists have to deal with the delicate balance of their own egos and those of the people around them. Khaled is known for his larger-than-life personality, and for someone like Drake, who has spent years carefully curating his image and maintaining a level of control over his career, dealing with someone like Khaled can be challenging. Budden suggested that Drake may have simply grown tired of Khaled's bombastic approach, choosing instead to distance himself from the DJ who may have been taking more credit for their collaborations than Drake was willing to accept. Another layer to this story is the fact that DJ Khaled is known for his We the Best brand, which is all about promoting himself and the artists he works with. For Khaled, his albums are more than just music, they're a statement about his ability to bring together the best talent in the game. But for Drake, the idea of working with Khaled may have shifted over time. While they've had successful collaborations in the past, the power dynamics between them may have changed, and Drake's decision to cut Khaled off could be a way of asserting his own dominance in a relationship that may have grown uneven. It's also worth considering the timing of this decision. Drake's career is at a point where he has the power to dictate the terms of his collaborations. He doesn't need to rely on anyone else to succeed. In fact, he's arguably the most powerful figure in hip-hop right now. So when he decides to cut ties with someone like Khaled, it's not a decision made out of necessity, it's a statement. Drake has reached a level where he can make his own choices, and he's not afraid to walk away from a collaboration if it doesn't align with his vision or if he feels like he's not being respected the way he should be. The question now is what this means for both Drake and Khaled moving forward. For Khaled, the loss of Drake's tracks could have significant implications for his album. His albums are often driven by high-profile collaborations, and losing one of the biggest artists in the world from the project is a blow. It's unclear whether Khaled will be able to recover from this, but it certainly puts a dent in his reputation as a master curator of collaborations. For Drake, this move further solidifies his reputation as an artist who is in complete control of his career. He has shown time and time again that he won't let anyone dictate his path, and this decision to remove himself from Khaled's album is just another example of that. It's also a reminder that, in the music industry, business is just as important as the music itself. While Drake has always been known for his hits, his ability to navigate the business side of things has played a huge role in his success. Joe Budden's take on this situation is rooted in his understanding of the complexities of the music industry. He knows that there's always more to the story than what meets the eye. In this case, the fallout between Drake and Khaled isn't just about two artists falling out, it's about control, recognition, and power. And as always, Drake has shown that he's not afraid to make a bold move when it comes to protecting his brand and his artistic integrity.